Hey guys, what's up? Before we get into the video, I want to thank you guys for getting me to a small milestone. It means a lot to me. My channel finally reached 100,000 views. I really appreciate it. Another goal I'm still working on is to get 1,000 subscribers. And Joel Emsley, who is leading art director at Infinity Ward, working on the upcoming Modern Warfare, if you don't already know, um, well, me and him follow each other on Twitter. He saw one of my recent videos. I'll have the link down in the description, basically talking about the recent multiplayer reveal, and gave me another shout out. I think he's given me like 3 total, and he's been really supportive of my channel, really cares about the fans. But something that really blew me away, he uh, direct messaged me. I'm not gonna get into like everything we talked about, like not gonna show the whole conversation. It wasn't too long. But just to give like reference, in my video I talk about people overreacting in either direction, in the direction that it's good and the direction that it's bad, just from the 2v2 reveal, not really using their brain and thinking and being objective about their opinion, kind of just talking to talk, which is kind of annoying. And there are certain judgments people were making that you really can't make until you've seen the whole game. Um, so anyways, he messaged me, thank you for your fair and honest feedback. The 2v2 is meant to be a starting point. Start small and go way big. I think an oversight was 980p on Twitch. So for people worried about like, oh, the graphics didn't look like super high res, it's because it was literally limited by the resolution on Twitch. He then says everything you have in your video is legit. It is important to acknowledge that when communities get toxic, developers will tend to ignore. But when feedback is constructive, we actually listen. By constructive, it's simple. It's just if you are upset, say like pinpoint what you feel is wrong, and then give a solution. Don't just say, "Oh, well, I saw it and I think the whole thing's trash and garbage." Be like, "Yo, why do you dislike it?" And if it's just one or two things that you feel are off, don't make it seem like we should just, trash the entire game. That's ridiculous. It's childish. I told him in the message, like, my reply pretty much was, like, I can't imagine how frustrating it must be going through all the toxic BS of comments and complaints that are completely useless or worthless, trying to find ones that you can actually use towards constructing the game in a, way that people will like better. And he replied, I've been scrubbing through everything and reading everything. Believe it or not, even the level of venom that has been dished out is useful. I've become very loud in meetings to make sure we acknowledge the downsides of last week, but not to ignore the positives. So at meetings, him saying he's being very loud is he's trying to get the point across to them. He is standing up for the fans big time, but also keeping them on track, not to take away too much or to give in to something maybe too little, to not overreact in either direction, based on fans overreacting in either direction. That's what I'm getting from it. But just keep in mind, this guy is putting in the work. He is looking through everything. He was on Reddit, um, looking at both of the subreddits for Modern Warfare, the Modern Warfare 4 and the Modern Warfare subreddit, looking at everybody's ideas and critiques. And I'm glad that he's saying he's being very loud, especially in replying to me based on my video, because in my video I put some major critiques in there, but I didn't dismiss the whole game, but my critiques were about like the lighting, um, and I gave the graphics a benefit of the doubt. I felt like it was probably something with the stream, but I brought out, even though I didn't feel a certain way, I know that a lot of people felt a certain way about the sniping. I brought up some people maybe overreacting with certain views on it, but some people, like, I understand, and I was honest about myself. Maybe I'm just settling. One big thing I brought up was the movement. Uh, a lot of Battlefield kind of did it first, trying to get big with it, where you make the movement try to seem more realistic from the first person perspective, but it ends up feeling clunky, and it's not necessarily fun. Like it's in there just to visually look more realistic, but it doesn't add anything fun to the game. Adds nothing for the fun factor, at least in my opinion. Um, and a lot of other people that I've talked to, all of my COD friends kind of feel the same way about it now that I think about it. But I mentioned maybe sacrificing some of the realistic movement, um, to make the gameplay more fun. Like we didn't need super realistic shaking in the screen or clunky movement in Modern Warfare 2 for it to be fun, right? Like it it kind of ran like a Valve game. It was really smooth, um, and it was fun, and nobody had a problem with that movement, right? I know you probably want to show off as a developer, like, oh, look at this new engine. We have to show things that make it look way different from the previous one. But if doing so makes it less fun, don't do it. That's kind of one of the things I mentioned in my video, and it made me really happy that he was letting me know, hey, no, I'm looking at everybody's opinions, I'm looking at everybody's feedback, and taking it in a constructive way. As long as you present it in a constructive way. So please go to his Twitter, show some appreciation his way. This guy really deserves it. Taking time to listen to fans isn't just something you do at work. It's probably something he's taking time out of his personal time at home to do as well. If you like the video, please please comment. I want the conversation huge in the bottom. Keep the conversation going and subscribe. Help me reach 1,000. I really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys next time.